got to be a different kind of dumb to get on here and record yourself on live as a nurse doing a medication pass.
Even if you don't think you're showing patient information, I'm sure you are.
Why do y'all keep doing that? I'll lose my license if I'm showing patient information. I'm not showing any patient information, so just relax.
Over the past few years, filming yourself while working a regular job has become extremely common, especially on TikTok. Most of the time, it could be harmless, but when it's done in certain industries, it can turn into a full-scale disaster, and nowhere is that risk higher than in the medical field. Which brings us to a TikToker who has become infamous not just for crossing that line, but for doing it in the most reckless way possible, alongside other outright deranged behavior.
Patient information. I'm not showing any patient information, so just relax. But I'm not showing nothing, I'm just at work. So.
Yazz Scott is a licensed nurse who was caught passing medication while live streaming. On top of that, she exposed the full name of her patient. Not just bad for the person involved, but a direct and serious violation of HIPAA, the gold standard privacy rule in the medical profession.
Yes, ma'am.
Any patient information? You said that whole lady name. That lady whole name. I don't even care if they can't see the medicine.
It just shows how reckless she could be. After the clip went viral and the hospital temporarily suspended her license, Yazz apologized, but not to the patient she had doxed to thousands of viewers. Instead, she apologized for the fact that the clip had gone viral.
I do want you guys to know that I'm well aware, again, of how extreme and severe my actions were. You do things and you don't think that it's gonna go viral. You don't think that it's going to be even seen. And in my case, it was. I woke up and I was all over the internet and I had thousands of comments of people holding me accountable for what I've done.
Yazz is a single mother of 3, currently in her 30s. We don't have any confirmed details about her love life or the father of her kids, but from the kind of posts she's made, it's hard not to assume she's been through a rough and possibly toxic relationship history. There's this undertone in her content that suggests bitterness and baggage, the kind of personal drama that seems to spill over into how she presents herself online.
Baby, it's always right. Baby, it's
Aside from that, Yazz's TikTok career actually began a few months before she even graduated from nursing school, back when she was still a student. And this is where the perception doesn't match reality. If you only knew her from her recent content or the way she talks about her career, you'd think she's been in the field for years and is some sort of experienced senior nurse. But she's not. She only just got into the profession. And the way she already treats it with this mix of recklessness and overconfidence is honestly wild. It's like she's more focused on building her personal brand than actually proving herself as a nurse. In the beginning, Yazz's content was about as harmless as it gets. Short clips where she vented about the day-to-day grind of being a nursing student. There was nothing malicious or controversial, and honestly, it was the kind of content anyone in school could relate to.
Ain't no police around here, baby, I won't judge you.
Just fight a little longer, my friend. It's all worth it in the end.
Her audience at that point was small, but genuinely supportive. Under one video where she talked about having to study 24/7, someone commented, "I hope you got through it with all the BS I heard. Good luck, girly." Another said, "I just said this is a full-time job. I'm in a diploma program and our classes are only 8 weeks." Those weren't isolated examples either. Most of her early comments looked exactly like that. People weren't criticizing her, they were sharing their own experiences, comparing workloads, and encouraging her to keep going. And that's what makes this contrast so sharp now, because it's almost hard to believe that the same person who once had viewers rooting for her would go on to be remembered more for live streaming HIPAA violations than for anything she did as a nurse. On August 13th, Yazz sat for the NCLEX, the standardized exam that determines whether a nursing student is truly ready to practice. Pass it and you earn your license. Fail it and you're back to square one. Yazz took the test and passed, announcing the news in a celebratory post. "Thank God I passed. It's been such a long journey. I'm usually very quiet about my accomplishments, but we are popping our shit."
And I just woke up feeling like I'm that girl, I'm that bitch. What happened? Because I am.
This was supposed to be the start of a new chapter, the payoff for years of studying and grinding. But instead of this being the moment she stepped fully into her career, it became the pivot point where everything began to spiral. And not because of anything that happened at her nursing job, but because right after passing the exam, Yazz started live streaming on TikTok more than ever. What should have been the start of a stable professional life quickly became the start of her biggest mistakes, all played out live for thousands to see. Soon enough, Yazz shifted into making live streams as a nurse TikToker, creating content during her shifts. On paper, that might sound harmless, a little behind-the-scenes look at a day in the life. But anyone with common sense knows that filming while working in healthcare is a slippery slope. And for Yazz, that slope became a free fall on June 5th.
You do mornings. Yeah.
Healthcare girly. Okay.
Can you check my pants, see if they're dry?
Let me get a glove on. Nope, they feel dry, girlfriend. I'll lose my license if I'm showing patient information. I'm not showing any patient information, so just relax.
That day, she went live on TikTok while actively treating a patient. It didn't take long for viewers in the chat to start warning her that she might be violating patient privacy, a direct HIPAA violation. But instead of stopping, Yazz doubled down. She became openly abrasive, blocking anyone in her chat who told her to end the stream. Her defense? She claimed she wasn't revealing any private information. That might have been believable if she hadn't already called the patient by their full name on camera for all her viewers to hear.
Oh my God, y'all just be on here doing the most. Just relax.
Yes, ma'am.
This wasn't just bending the rules, it was breaking them in the most blatant way possible. Even a random person off the street with zero medical training could understand how wrong that is. For an actual licensed nurse to do it is beyond reckless. It's pure negligence. And Yazz didn't just stop there. At one point, she casually told her viewers, "If you have heard any information, holler," as if violating HIPAA was just another joke to throw into her stream. That single line says everything about her attitude. Zero seriousness, zero accountability, and not even pretending to care.
See some patient information and just holla, but I'm not showing nothing, I'm just at work, so.
To make matters worse, the stream also showed her fully broadcasting herself passing medication to the patient, another massive breach of privacy. Any professional would know you keep medication details between you and your patient, but Yazz treated it like casual background content.
I've been working on my own now. Actually, I just started this job. I've only been here for probably about a month.
And yet somehow it got worse. Viewers caught multiple moments where she ignored basic hygiene and broke standard work procedures. But the most alarming part came when she was confronted about a medication error. She brushed it off, saying she had just mistaken a daytime pill for a nighttime pill as if that was no big deal. That excuse is terrifying, because even if that specific mix-up didn't harm the patient, it's exactly the kind of careless behavior that does cause serious harm in other situations.
I just started this job. I've only been here for probably about a month. Actually, it wasn't the wrong medication. It's just the lidocaine patch. You're supposed to have it in the daytime, not at night. Oh my God.
After the stream blew up, people didn't just sit back and talk about it, they went straight to the source. Many viewers began contacting the state's Board of Nursing, filing reports about what they'd seen. It didn't take long for action to be taken. Yazz's nursing license was temporarily suspended. She was pulled from her job, and an investigation was opened into her conduct. Just like that, her entire career came to a screeching halt.
If you are watching this and you're the nurse in question, or if you're another nurse who's been following this situation closely, please listen closely. The update is that more than 50 people contacted the Board of Nursing about that original live video, and now your license has been temporarily suspended and you're under formal investigation.
The incident went so viral that even mainstream outlets, including the HIPAA Journal, picked up the story. On top of that, creators in the nursing community began making their own videos condemning her actions. And these weren't just random internet critics, they were her peers, people who actually understood the weight of what she'd done, calling her out for crossing one of the clearest red lines in healthcare.
You gotta be a different kind of dumb to get on here and record yourself on live as a nurse doing a medication pass. HIPAA! The worst part about it is this girl said a patient's name not one, multiple times on here. Talking about something, I'm not breaking HIPAA, you can't see patient information. Girl, we can hear it. Then, baby, you made a medication error on camera. So now I know what med Betty Sue is on. That patient should and could sue the fuck out of you. Do y'all think that they're giving away licenses for fun? The Board of Nursing will come in your license before you can say I'm sorry. Like, people on the live are trying to warn you, like, girl, you're breaking HIPAA. Girl, log off. Girl, get off. Girl, get off. And she like, it's not that serious. Y'all dragging it. Y'all doing too much. For your 55 viewers, so you about to lose your license for 55 views. Remember, social media is social media. Your license is all you got. You need to protect that at all costs. Girl, get off fucking live. You had to record of all things, you passing medication. Something where you should be focused anyways. You at the camera talking to the patient, at the camera, responding to people. Girl.
To deal with whatever comes after that. And whatever comes after that is not for me to tell y'all.
Hello? Girl, what happened? As a nursing student, I want to know what the consequences are for doing stupid shit like that. And then I'm seeing the nurses, oh, you know, she's new, let's give her grace. Is the Board of Nursing gonna give her a grace? So you do something dumb like that. It seems almost as if once nurses pass the NCLEX and they secure a job, like the schooling just like, it disappears. The smartness, the critical thinking just disappears. And as a medical assistant and nursing student, I genuinely want to know what the consequences are for doing stupid shit like that. So update us. What you mean? We on episode 3 of your... Girl, don't get scared now. You already told us the patient's name. We saw the medication that the patient was given. You told us a bunch of shit in a place you wasn't supposed to be recording. But now people are asking you what happened. You don't want to tell it. Now you don't have to. But why not? You told us everything else.
The pressure on Yazz was obvious. Losing her job would have hit her hard financially, and the sheer volume of criticism from the public, especially from other nurses, had to have taken a psychological toll. Eventually, she addressed the situation in an apology video, claiming to take responsibility.
Outside of that, I am the nurse currently going viral right now for passing medications while on live, and I do want to take a second to take full accountability for my actions. There's in no way, shape, or form was that appropriate or the right thing to do. I want this to be an example to all the nurses who are currently in the field, who make nursing content, as well as the nurses that are in school, on just what not to do. What I did, like I said, was not right. I also want to take a second to apologize to everyone that was in the live, everyone who commented on the live, to let me know and to warn me my attitude was not okay and it was not acceptable. I am a brand new nurse and I love being a nurse. I love my job. I love being able to say I'm a nurse. I love everything about the nursing field. And I think I just took it overboard. I got a little bit excited, y'all. I am human. Please forgive me.
But the problem, the apology didn't match the damage. Instead of acknowledging how she'd harmed her patient or even addressing the core privacy violation, she made it about herself, saying that the live stream going viral exposed her and that everyone makes mistakes. Sure, everyone makes mistakes, but in her case, it felt more like an excuse than a lesson learned. The way she framed it made it seem like the real issue wasn't the HIPAA breach, it was just the fact that people had seen it.
I do want you guys to know that I'm well aware, again, of how extreme and severe my actions were. You do things and you don't think that it's gonna go viral. You don't think that it's going to be even seen. And in my case, it was. I woke up and I was all over the internet, and I had thousands of comments of people holding me accountable for what I've done.
Even worse, instead of focusing on getting her license back or fighting the suspension, Yazz went right back to making TikToks and then launched a GoFundMe. She claimed the fundraiser had been set up by her parents, but either way, it became her next big talking point.
Good morning, guys. I did want to come on here. I'm just waking up for the day, but I did want to take a second to create this video to let you guys know that my family did create me a GoFundMe, which I'm so grateful for. This is going to be a long journey and a very long process for me. If you guys are able to donate, the GoFundMe link is posted in my bio. If not, or if you just simply don't want to donate, I totally understand. I totally get it. My inbox is open. I read every single message that is sent to me. I may not be able to respond to every message, but I want you guys to know that I do see every message, whether it's positive, whether it's just some sort of encouragement, whether it's constructive criticism. I do see every single message. And yeah, I want to thank you guys in advance for any type of support throughout this process. I do know the severity of what's going on. I'm well aware of what's going on right now.
It's not hard to see why some people might feel sympathy for a situation, but here's the problem. Hardship is not a free pass for reckless behavior. And instead of using this time to reflect or rebuild, Yazz kept making terrible choices. The most glaring example, she put her kids' faces directly on the GoFundMe page. This wasn't just poor judgment, it was essentially doxing her own children to the internet. In a world where online privacy is already fragile, putting your kids' identities out there for sympathy clicks is a decision that could haunt them for years. The GoFundMe wasn't the only time Yazz involved her kids. She started bringing them into her TikTok content as well, making them appear in videos that were clearly part of her ongoing narrative. Whether it was to push back against criticism or to paint a softer image of herself, she was now actively putting her kids in the middle of her online drama. Cost of living with no job and no savings is brutal. As bad as what she did was,
hey guys, so this is our night routine with my family. So first, this is my mom getting the boys in the bath like every night while singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, because that's their night song every night. This is my mom getting her face washed and singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and it's so cute. Next, this is them getting dried off, and my mom is lotioning my baby brother up first. He's saying hi and getting him dressed so he can, and this is his PJs, and this is my brother. He thinks he has muscles. Those are marshmallows. And this is my mom getting him lotioned up and stuff, saying goodnight. And she's putting the baby in the bed. Cameron's getting in the bed. Kisses goodnight.
This wasn't innocent family content. These videos were being posted to an audience that had already seen her at the center of a major controversy, meaning her kids' faces and voices were now directly tied to her public mess. After that, things went strangely quiet. For a brief moment, it looked like Yazz understood just how badly she'd messed up. Her tone changed. She was quieter, less defensive, and no longer snapping at viewers the way she used to. It almost seemed like the whole ordeal had humbled her.
Hi everyone, I did want to get on here I just wanted to take a second to tell everyone thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I truly appreciate all of the support. It doesn't even matter at this point what type of support, whether it's you donating to the GoFundMe, whether it's you reaching out, giving me tips, advice, whether it's a simple prayer. Thank you. If anyone on here has went through anything similar to this or has had to face the Board of Nursing, please feel free to reach out, drop in the comments. How long does it take? Is there anything that I need to prepare myself for this besides an attorney? My inbox is always open. Like I said it before, I may not be able to respond to everyone, but I do see every message that comes through my inbox. I may not see all the comments. I may not be able to respond to all the comments, but all of the messages that come to my inbox, I am able to read. And again, I want to thank you guys. It's truly appreciated, and it does not go unnoticed.
But that didn't last. Just a few weeks later, she slipped right back into her old, arrogant habits. In one instance, a commenter mentioned her suspended license, and instead of addressing it seriously, Yazz fired back with smug sarcasm. "And you're under my post putting money in my bank account." As if that one clapback erased all the bad decisions she'd made. As if people would just forget that she's been publicly begging for money through her GoFundMe not long before. Another time, she posted a video with the same cocky energy, claiming that people wanted her downfall, but she was doing well. But the worst part came when she blatantly lied, saying she hadn't lost her license and was still working, despite her own earlier videos where she clearly admitted her license was temporarily suspended and that she lost her job. It was a complete reversal. From playing the victim to gaslighting her own audience, the humbled phase was nothing more than a pause before returning to the same reckless arrogance that had gotten her in trouble in the first place. And if you thought the arrogance was just limited to her words, it didn't take long for actions to start raising eyebrows again. Even after everything that had happened, Yazz was still blatantly doing unprofessional things, like mixing cleaning chemicals that should never be combined. This wasn't some obscure technicality either. It's a basic safety rule anyone in healthcare or a cleaning environment is expected to know.
The good life. Let's go on a living spree. Shit, they say the best things in life are free. The good life. It feel like Atlanta. It feel like LA. It feel like mine.
People in the comments immediately called her out. One viewer warned, "Stop mixing several cleaning chemicals. It's not good for your lungs. You also need to log off and lay low until your investigation is done. This isn't a good look." Another went further, breaking it down. Comet contains sodium hypochlorite and other reactive chemicals. Mixing it with pine sol can produce toxic gases and fumes. No wonder why you did what you did while working as a nurse. You ain't all there. Gonna use this as training vid next semester. And that wasn't the only thing people noticed in the video. Yazz was also being criticized for her spending habits, because while she was publicly claiming she had legal fees piling up, overdue bills, and no way to make money without her nursing job, she was posting about going out for Starbucks. One top comment summed it up perfectly. "So you have a GoFundMe, but you were going out to get Starbucks?" These moments only made it harder for people to believe she was taking anything seriously. It felt like she was doing the bare minimum to appear concerned while carrying on like nothing had changed. In the end, every chance he has had to step back, take accountability, and rebuild was wasted on deflection, arrogance, and more bad decisions. With the investigation still underway, and the possibility of criminal charges on top of losing her license, her situation could soon spiral far beyond a career-ending scandal into something that follows her for the rest of her life.